Wait, don't leave. You've actually landed on the Maker channel, not a gaming channel, and not just a fan channel. Welcome, everyone. The topic today is just a casual chat about AI. I know I've been posting a lot of fan-related stuff. Usually, I only do that during my idol's exclusive events. And honestly, my idol seems way more productive than I am. This channel is really supposed to be about the Maker concept. So I need to drop this casual chat video to boost the tech content a bit. So, I recently saw a pretty interesting topic. AI destroying higher education. You see, in the Western world, this whole AI apocalypse theory is super popular right now. I lived in East Asia for a long time before moving to Canada. And for us Asians, we really admire the West's technological advancements. That's why I was pretty surprised to see so much deep-seated AI doomsday talk in North American news. I want to defend Canada a little here. When I arrived, Canada was actually starting to actively rebuild its tech talent base. Canada used to be okay with its best and brightest packing up for the US. Think of all the famous folks in entertainment and tech who basically send a memo back saying, "Score, we're settled in the US now." But instead of just taking the hit, this constant push forced Canada to rapidly become a country that's really good at adapting and changing its systems to meet the needs of nowadays trends. Canadians might not notice it, but the country is fundamentally different from the US, which tends to use nationalism to fiercely guard its turf and block outside competition. If you met someone in North America who understood East Asian culture, there's a good chance they'd be really accepting of technology. Think about it. The storybooks we grew up with were full of Gundam robots, Doraemon, genius kids controlling giant mechs, and human aides whose loyalty was absolute, anticipating every command with uncanny, almost programmed precision. We basically never worried about machines replacing humans. Why? Because we can't pull out a new gadget like Doraemon. And we don't believe humans can defeat a space monster bigger than a skyscraper. We recognize how small humanity is. Which is why we created machines to make sushi, cotton candy, and even ramen vending machines. Every single one designed to replace human labor. Why do this if it causes job loss? Who's going to make sushi or cotton candy in the future? Honestly, how much money can you really make doing that? The pricing depends on the local buying power. If you're going for the mass market, where are you going to find skilled artisans willing to accept extremely low wages for that work? If you aim for high-end products, the market is small, and there aren't many job openings in the whole society. Sushi chains still have chefs serving customers. They just don't need high-quality chefs for the mass market level. If you can't find work here, you'll find it somewhere else. This is very different from many of the highly rigid unions I've seen in the West, which strongly defend their territory, even if the structure is outdated. They try to train new generations into old frameworks. I'm not anti-union, but today, very few game companies can even form one. Most companies shut down after releasing just one game. Selling games takes more than talent. The entertainment market is hard to predict, and it's a non-essential good. If food gets expensive, people won't have money for games. The earlier a powerful union appears, the sooner that game company will likely shut down. Because we're so accepting of technology, when AI came along, we immediately saw the bright side. We know there are many things humans simply can't do. Take tracking your own health status, for example. We can't even remember our own personal stuff. If you realize you have a long-term health issue and need to change your lifestyle, can you afford a live-in life coach to create an improvement plan for you? I know several people who hire trainers at the gym, but I'm probably just too poor to spend money on that. It's the same with concerts, which seem so common now. I'm a fan of my idol, But I can't afford to go even once every few years. Health consulting is a perfect example of how technology can become widespread. Here's a bigger picture example. China's technology is advanced, but it also has a high percentage of rural communities. They plan to lift large-scale rural populations out of poverty. And I don't think they can do it without AI assistance. Look at small Canadian villages. How big is the income gap between them and city dwellers? Without government jobs, how can you raise the average local income by 30% in just 5 years? A 5% annual inflation rate seems reasonable, right? The population is tiny. How can you efficiently connect people in small villages with higher quality services and goods? How do you help them earn more money so they can afford to raise wages? So that people with better salaries are willing to spend a bit more on better services and goods? I don't have the answer. And I haven't seen many countries saying their people's income is actually keeping up with inflation. Why aren't we pushing AI to solve this problem? How can AI figure out human needs? Exactly, it can't. That's why real people have to review AI's results. Humans absolutely do not want to create something that competes with them for the same resources. So, it makes perfect sense that AI doesn't have needs, and therefore can't accurately predict human behavior. Humans have things they should do, and things they can't do. The driving force of civilization is mostly about solving human needs, though occasionally, people in power use it to eliminate dissenters. When technology or civilization is used to restrict development, it dies. That's the blind spot of the doomsday believers. But if humans want to ride the wings of development, they need to master the ability. Humans can't fly, so we invented airplanes. But if you own a plane and can't fly it or fix it, you still can't fly. Is an airplane going to enslave humanity on a desert island just because humans set it up to fly? That's the joke of the tech doomsday theory. Tech is useless if you don't use it. It has absolutely nothing to do with humanity. Only humans want to live, whether life is good or bad. A machine without fuel just enters a state of death. I just saw a video where Andrew Ng explained that AI lowers the value of code, but that everyone should learn programming to make technology common knowledge. Andrew Ng is a tech evangelist I really admire. I'm going to see if I can find the conference where he talked about this. Alright, that's all for this video. See you in the next one.